Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel and welcome to a vlog that I'm a little bit salty in. So it is actually now Saturday, meaning that it's 2 days left of the vlog. I have been filming all week, but my SD card corrupted, so that has been really fun. And I'm just hopping in now to do basically a summary of all the reading activities and books I've received so far this week. I'm very mad. It can't be helped. If I'm vlogging every week, these things are going to happen eventually. So yeah, it's just taught me to make sure I'm checking and putting my content on my laptop quicker than I have been doing. So let's start with some very exciting gifts. If you will have seen these, if you're following me on Instagram, those are these two ARCs from Harper 360 YA, which I am so grateful for. They both arrived and I just couldn't believe that I was, you know, gifted that much. It really shocked me. So this one is We Were Kings by Court Stevens, and it says 20 years ago, 18-year-old Frances Quick was convicted of murdering her best friend, Cora King, and sentenced to death. Now the highly debated Accelerated Death Penalty Act has passed, giving Frankie 30 final days to live. Surprising everyone, one of the King family members sets out to challenge the woefully inadequate evidence and potential innocence of Frances Quick. So I won't read more than that on the back. There's quite a lot here. But it says Court Stevens, the author, grew up among rivers, cornfields, churches and gossip in the small town south. And Cole isn't from the south, but that pretty much describes where Cole's from. So just not the south. So I'm really excited to see how this kind of goes. It says, a 20-year-old crime, an accelerated death penalty, and an elitist family cover-up. Nyla races against the death row clock to save a woman the world is rooting for and against. Which side will you choose? And without hopping on to the next Harper arc, this does relate to a book I finished last night, which is Death Row by Michelle Lyons. This was the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner book club pick for this month, so I wanted to love it. I always want to love the books that I force people to read with me, but sadly this got 2.5 stars. This book just was not that greatly written. I really respect Michelle for her career. Her job was essentially watching the death row executions. Obviously there was much more to it than that, but that is pretty much the gist. So I really respect somebody for having to do that and, you know, doing that professionally. This book was kind of a chronological tale of her job and the bureaucracy inside the prison, and all of the administration and stuff. Whereas I thought we were going to be getting in-depth cases of, like, this is who the prisoner is, this is what they did, this is how they died. You know, it wasn't really that. It was more just her kind of reflecting on her job, which is fine. I just don't think that's what it's really marketed as. But then the last chapter did really get me. We were told several times throughout the story of a man who she couldn't remember. And yeah, it was like unveiling that was just kind of emotional in my opinion. But 2.5 stars, didn't really love it. But relates to, should have said why it relates, Death Row, about the actual death penalty in Texas versus the accelerated death penalty. So I'm intrigued. The other arc I got from Harper is a gorgeous cover, and this is The Book of Living Secrets by Madeline Rue. Apparently the best-selling author of the Asylum series, and I'm sorry, but I don't know of this author. It was just the cover that drew me in, like these little tentacles going on. I thought it was cool. So this says, no matter how different best friends Adele and Connie are, one thing they've always had in common is their love of a little-known gothic romance called Moira. So when the girls are tempted by a mysterious purveyor to enter the world of the book, they hardly suspect it will actually work. But suddenly they are in the world of Moira, living among characters they've obsessed about for years. Except all is not how they remembered it. The world has been turned upside down, the lavish balls and star-crossed love affairs are now interlaced with unspeakable horrors. The girls realise that something dark is lurking behind their foray into fiction, and they will have to rewrite their own arcs if they hope to escape this nightmare with their lives. Doesn't that sound amazing? Amazing. So this one comes out on the 22nd of March, if I'm reading the American date right, and this one comes out February 15th, so I probably need to prioritise this and hopefully get to this one in March. Other books that have arrived graciously, this one I got from Tandem, and I was part of a secret read along, so we didn't know what the book was when it arrived, and that is The Unheard by Nikki French. I'm currently on page 187, so I'm up to date to where I should be yesterday. Haven't yet read today's pages, I've only just got out of bed. But this is about Tess, who has a daughter, Poppy, and Poppy comes home from her dad's one weekend, and she draws a very disturbing picture about a woman who has apparently been killed, and yeah, her behaviour just starts going really crazy, and Tess can't figure out what's wrong with her daughter. Saying that, I'm nearly 200 pages in and I am not loving this one. Everyone in the read along seems to be loving it, and I don't want to make it negative, but this one's dragging on for me too long. In 187 pages, we're kind of in the same position we were on page 50, so I'm hoping some progress is made soon, because it's a chunky book. But I am very grateful for receiving this one, for getting a place on the read along, and yeah, I'm enjoying taking part. I'm not really loving the book. The final book I have received this week was actually from BOOKSWAP, and that is Convenience Store Woman by Sakaya Murata. This is about Kiko, I want to say Kiko, who doesn't fit in. She's 36 years old, she's never had a boyfriend, and she's been working in the same convenience store for 18 years. Her parents wish she'd get a better job, her friends wonder why she won't get married, but Kiko knows what makes her happy, and she's not going to let anyone take her away from her convenience store. It's a very, very short book. This always draws my attention in the shop because of the soy sauce fish, and yeah, I thought it sounded like a good time, so when I saw it on BOOKSWAP I snapped it up. It's also very, very short, so will be beneficial for read-alongs and the like. And I've nearly been talking for 7 minutes. So the other book I finished this week, I actually finished on Monday, and that is Olive by Emma Gannon. This was Rachel's pick for books I would rate 5 stars, and sadly I rated it 3 stars. I wasn't a massive fan of this book. As people will know from me, 3 stars is still an okay rating. It means the book was fine. I just didn't get any extra enjoyment out of it. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it. This is a story of Olive, who has decided, or is coming to the decision, that she doesn't want kids. Some of her best friends have kids, and one of her best friends is having infertility issues, and it's kind of all about her journey deciding whether she wants kids and accepting that or not accepting that. I did have high expectations for this book because it's one of Rachel's favourites of all time, but sadly from the back I thought it was going to be about more than kids, and I feel like it was really restricted to that area. I also didn't really like the characters. I didn't think they felt real. I felt everything felt a bit forced and fake, and yeah, I didn't really enjoy this one too much. So I don't want to say too much because it is one of Rachel's favourites and I just didn't really like it. Okay, the only other things... Oh, wait, I read another book. I read Pretty Little Killers by Daleen Berry, which I finished yesterday. And this, I listened to an audiobook, but this is about the murder of Skylar Neese, who was murdered by her 2 best friends, Rachel and Sheila, I want to say. I really hope I've not got that wrong now. And yeah, she was murdered by her 2 best friends, and it's a very, very disturbing story. So I would recommend, if you don't want to go and read this whole book, especially my true crime fellow friends out there, probably know all about this story. I had heard about it before I listened to the book, but getting more information was very, very gritty and disturbing. I would just recommend having an internet deep dive into this murder because it's so concerning and so horrible that I feel like it needs so much attention if you've never heard about it. So please do look into that if you're interested, but I understand true crime isn't for everybody. But this book I felt was very informative, very kept me very engaged, and I gave it 4 stars. I was on sprints on Lisa's channel on Tuesday with Lisa, Danny, Becca and Liv, and I had such a fun time. It was very cute. They always make me feel so welcome and I'm so grateful for them, so that was a very lovely time. And then I did patron only sprints on Wednesday, which I always love doing. I love giving back to my little mini community, and yeah, had such a great time hanging out with you all. So on that note, my parents, actually I need to walk to meet my parents. I'm very late because I've been talking for 10 minutes now, but we are going on a little day out, the 3 of us, to Gloucester, which is about 45 minutes south of me, I want to say, which it's just the town my dad works, and we know it quite well because of that. So we're going for a cute little day out, and hopefully I will film something so this vlog isn't empty.
Perhaps Chloe will give you a little tiny snippets of it.
Yeah, maybe.
She's like, no. It's like sharing a Chinese.
I mean, I asked for black pudding for a reason. B&M bag. Mom and Dad are in Go Outdoors, so I thought I'd try and finish my book. Hello, I am home. Wanted to have a big update, but I don't really have that much to say. Went to Gloucester, came home, saw my parents' new camper van, which I will put here. Me and my mom were trying out the, there's like a, we're calling it the pop top, or the crop top, but it's the pop top. And yeah, the bed's really comfy. Well, as comfy as you can expect. Then we just chilled at a friend's house, so I haven't really done much, but at one point I did read a bit more of The Beautiful. So I'm currently 337 pages into this, and I want to sit and finish this now. I've just made a cup of tea, so it's possible, but I don't know. Anyway, shopping from the day. I got 2 books. I treated myself to some books in the works, because you know. Oh, but actually what I got, I got cheap but still useful measuring cups, because like this, I can do dimensions of cups. It's just not an English thing. If any Americans are very confused right now, we don't measure by cups, so I bought some cups. I also got some stickers in the works. Can't turn down stickers. These ones, so they say like with love and stuff, and I was gonna stick them on maybe Patreon things or just my journal overall, but like that was the idea I had. And then this is a Let's Celebrate sticky book. So it has different alcoholic drinks and party things. And it says over 100 stickers, but I thought this would be really useful just if I have any sort of event, really. And I can decorate with these. So yeah, my camera seems to be struggling to focus. But I also got some books in the works. One that I found for £2 is The Shelf by Helly Acton, which I wasn't too bothered by. It was The Couple by Helly Acton that I wanted to read, but this one has a reality show element, which I love. So it says everyone in Amy's life seems to be getting married, having children and settling down, or so Instagram tells her, and she feels like she's falling behind. So when her long-term boyfriend surprises her with a dream holiday, she thinks he's going to finally pop the big question. But the dream turns into a nightmare when, instead, she finds herself on the set of a Big Brother-style reality television show, The Shelf. Along with five other women, Amy is heartlessly dumped live on TV and must compete in a series of humiliating and obnoxious tasks in the hope of being crowned the keeper. I think that sounds great. The other one that I cannot believe was £3. I will admit, I saw it on BookTok. Like, that's where I saw that it was in the works, but I wanted it anyway. And where I saw the recommendation and the reason it was on my wish list was BookTube. That is The X-Hex by Erin Sterling, and this sounds so good. I won't read the whole thing, but this says Vivienne Jones handled the biggest breakup of her life the way that any witch would. Vodka, bubble baths, and a curse on her ex. That was 9 years ago. Now, Reese Penhallow, descendant of the town's founders, breaker of hearts and still irritatingly gorgeous, is back. Reese has returned to the quaint town of Graves Glen to recharge the ley lines and make an appearance at the annual fall festival, but when his every move results in calamity, Vivi realises that hexing her ex might not have been so harmless after all, and this was £3? I checked Amazon and it was £8.19. It was £3. So yeah, £5 worth of books. I would say that is a win. Hello. I wanted to come and update as soon as it hit Sunday morning, really, because I have lots of reading plans. I'm way out of focus. And it's actually nearly lunchtime because I seem to be incapable of updating you guys. I have just made another cup of tea and I'm going to sit until I finish The Beautiful. I am not moving. And as soon as I've done that, I'm going to make myself look more presentable, and I have 2 videos I want to film. I wanted to film them yesterday but ended up going out, so we're gonna have to cope with no hair done, whatever, but it'll be fine. So I'm gonna read, film, and then it'll probably be time for my sprints, to be honest. Why do I keep going out of focus? This is so weird. And yeah, I'm just really sorry that this vlog is not good because there's nothing in it, but hopefully I can redeem myself next week with it being my birthday and stuff. But yeah, just want to bring you more content today, but I have nothing to show you because I'm going to film videos, which is also next week's content. I'm having a dilemma. There's over 100 people on my live. Hello and welcome to my almost kitchen floor. We're still on the carpet. I just wanted to update you to what was going on. It is currently about 8:15 on Sunday evening and I'm doing my reading sprints. I'm having such a good time. There are so many people here and it's freaking me out a little bit. I haven't had this many people consistently watch a live. I think it got up to 120 at one point, and yeah, it's kind of daunting in a way to know that you can say the wrong thing and that many people are going to see it. But the support is insane. I love it so much, but I also get very scared by it. So to update you on my reading, I don't think I told you that I finished The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I may have done, and I might need to edit this whole thing out now, but I finished this one and I gave it 2.5 stars. I didn't really like it. Sadly, this was Rhiannon's pick for a book I was going to give 5 stars and it got nowhere near 5 stars. I just didn't really care for the characters, which is fine. I can normally cope if there's enough storyline, but we were 400 pages in and nothing had really happened. The whole appeal of this was that there is a kind of serial killer kind of character on the loose, who is for some reason obsessed with our main character, but I just didn't even care about that. I shouldn't laugh, like I should have more intelligent things to say about why I didn't like this, but I have nothing intelligent to say. I just did not get on with the writing style. I felt like it took far too long for the story to get anywhere. And then when it did get somewhere, all of my intrigue was gone. So, 2.5 stars. And speaking of having no intrigue, why am I so out of focus? I literally just moved to get my book. Speaking of having no intrigue, 2 stars to The Unheard by Nikki French. So I wasn't actually supposed to finish this yet, but I physically didn't want to leave it so that I was still reading it next week. I wanted it done. As I've mentioned, this is the book I got from Tandem to be on the read along for, and no, this book was not it. This is about, I think I've already said in this vlog, I apologise, but it is about Tess, who is a daughter Poppy, and Poppy's acting a bit weird. Tess thinks she's seen something but doesn't know what, and she was so annoying. The main character was so annoying, and if I was the police who she kept getting involved with, I would have, like, she would have been done for wasting police time so quickly. It was so irritating and annoying and I just wanted to slap her. The annoying thing about this is I guessed who it was going to be. I guessed who the murderer was, and it was actually them, and I hate that because I should not be able to work these out. I don't know. I always feel like I guess them and then they're the people that we think it is, but then there ends up being a big twist. But my guess was the big twist and it wasn't a twist. It was, my intrigue had dropped by about 200 pages. This is like nearly 400, well, it's over 450 pages long. It does not need to be this long. By 200 pages, I didn't care who the murderer was. So yeah, turns out I'm being a negative Nancy tonight. So I think I'm going to, I don't know, I could pick up the Ring again because I haven't read it since I was in Dublin Airport, but I don't know why that's emotional to me. I feel like there's a reason I haven't continued, and I don't want to be all depressive about it, but I don't know whether it's like as soon as I read this I have to kind of accept that I'm home and I'm not going back to America yet. I don't know. It's like this is still part of my journey. I know that makes no sense, but it makes sense in my head. But I guess I do need to read it. So I guess I'm picking this back up again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want to read. I hate being in this stage, but I guess I do want to read this. I do start my buddy read for the Thursday Murder Club with my patrons tomorrow. So I was going to start that, but I realised I couldn't talk in the group chat about it because people would be behind. So yeah, maybe I can set up the Discord and stuff for a second, do some journaling, listen to P.S. I Love You, because I started that audiobook. I don't think I've told you that either. So P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern is a book that I took with me on my trip to America. I ended up not reading as much as I thought I would while I was away, so left the book there because I didn't want to carry it home, and have been listening to the audiobook on SCRIBD. I believe I'm about 40% of the way through, which I'm impressed by because I haven't really been trying too hard to get through it. Have nearly cried a few times, so yeah, I think I'm going to pick that up again while I do some bits and bobs and then read this. Yes. let's just go with that. Okay, so I managed to get up to page 206 of Ring. I'm pretty much halfway through now, but I'm not like compelled to keep reading. So I'm gonna pop it back on my TBR cart for when I next have time to pick up that book. It really is my just, I don't know what to read book, and I'm fine with that because I got straight back into it. I didn't have to think about it. So now I'm gonna get some PJs on, get in bed, and I've got 2 weeks of Dancing on Ice to catch up on because I didn't even realise it was back on TV. So I'm gonna watch last week's Dancing on Ice in bed, all cozy. So yeah, that's my plan. Hello, it is Monday morning, Chloe, coming in to wrap up the vlog. I cannot film anywhere else because I've got my dishwasher and my washing machine on, so it is chaos noise out there. But yeah, just wanted to come in to wrap up the vlog. I don't know why I left it so open-ended when I knew I was going to bed and watching Dancing on Ice and playing cooking games on my phone, so there wasn't going to be any more reading, but I didn't say goodnight last night. So this is me just coming in to say goodbye. I apologise again for the fact that I lost all my footage. I really hope this vlog has redeemed itself slightly. I don't think it will have, but hopefully it has, and hopefully you can forgive me. And hopefully next week is going to be better with all the birthday excitement. So yeah, that is that. If you got to the end of the vlog, please leave me any sort of heart emoji, the multicolour hearts, the cool hearts, I don't even know, just heart emojis. I appreciate every single one of you, and getting to the end of my vlogs means the absolute world to me that you've put that much time, commitment into me. So yeah, sorry again that the vlog probably sucked, but I will see you next week with hopefully a better one. Bye.